Morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, my name is Eileen from the Art of Career.
I am Stanley from Blossom World Society.
Yes, hi.
Hello.
So thank you for joining. And so what we have today, well, we have decided to start this new series. It's known as Motivation Monday. And all of you know that I speak English pretty well, but when it comes to Mandarin, I think it's quite a struggle. But and so what I've decided to do is to bring on Stanley Ang. And Stanley Ang Chunti, I know him for quite a long time. Stanley, would you want to be referred as Stanley or Chunti?
Well, for the audience, easy to remember, just call me Stanley.
Stanley, okay, fantastic. So yeah. I will refer you to Stanley. Sometimes I might break out and call you Chunti. So for those who are listening, just bear with us, yeah? Yes. So that's why Stanley and I decided to call this channel Dong Tan Xi Shuo. And I think you can guess who is Dong Tan and who is Xi Shuo, I hope. So why Motivation Monday, right? Well, Motivation Monday is because you know, when we go through our journey searching for a job or transition in between roles, I know that when Monday comes, Monday is a time where all your friends and all your, you know, your family members go to work, and this is the time you will jump straight to the computer to start looking for, you know, openings and then look for a job. To some people, it is quite a high energy event, but maybe to others, it's quite a low energy event because nobody's around anymore. You're alone and you're back to doing, you know, searching for a job, right? And maybe Stanley, would you want to share with the audience why we actually come up with this idea?
Well, actually, I am from Blossom Society as a COO, and actually, I'm thinking nowadays a lot of people may find low morale, low motivations, and especially on Sunday. Especially on Monday.
Yes.
Yeah, we're called Monday Blue.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, well, maybe we should inject some positive energy to people. And
yep.
By the way, Eileen, can you tell me why you have this yellow background?
I know this is so unusual, right? Most of
that's right.
Scenery, you know, big logo and stuff like that. Yeah. I chose yellow. It's also quite restricted because I got to make sure my color, you know, the color of my clothing actually doesn't blend too much inside. Why yellow? Well, it signifies the color of the sun. So so I don't know if you're feeling hot right now, but we got the sun behind us. So why the sun? Because the sun actually brings a lot of energy, and there's also a lot of chemical reaction. You know, when you take a walk out in the sun, you feel a lot better. You work yourself up, and then actually your oxytocin levels increase as well. So bright and early in the morning is the day that you need a lot of motivation on Monday at the start of your week. Okay. Yes. So that's why I decided to do that. So back to what we plan to cover. I mean, this is really the start of our series, and we've committed to do this. And I think Stanley, one thing Stanley hasn't mentioned is that on the side, Stanley has been giving daily, in fact, motivation to his circle of friends.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. I give daily motivation to my group of friends.
Yep.
And basically, I think I will like to inject positiveness to everyone. Yep. And my friends do feedback to me that, oh yeah, I haven't thought of this. Yes, this should be my mindset and so on. Oh, it's very, very encouraging right, for me to continue to do these motivation quotes every day.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's also a reason why that I decided to also continue doing this. So what I'm showing here is the journey graph. So what we have here in journey graph is just very briefly, I know as all of you who are listening in and who are keen, on this program, maybe not all, maybe some, but because we are posting on our page, so most of our listeners are also job seekers. You go through about 10 stages. If you want to do your job search thoroughly well and be 100%, close to 100% prepared, then we, based on my years of coaching, job seekers, these are the typical 10 stages that you might go through, starting with recovering from job loss. Unbeknown to us, as we lose our job, and that's more like the employment contract, we also lose what we call the psychological contract with the company. The emotional bond that we have with the company. A lot of us go through this without actually realizing it. And then when we realize it, it is to a point where we are at a loss. Why are we feeling this way? So there's a lot involved, and that's where stage 2 comes in. Your professional identity, your personal branding all gets impacted as well. And I think the embarrassing moment may even come to some, when you attend a seminar and you're being asked to put in your name card, or you're given a name card and someone expects you to give a name card in return, and you might feel like, hey, what's my identity right now that I'm not linked to any company? And then stage 3 is about deciding on a career path. There are many choices. Most of us think we don't have, but actually we do have our choice. And then from there, we might be at a stage where forget about stages 1, 2, and 3. I want to just quickly align to the market. Tell me what needs to be done, and then I'll just go ahead and look for a job. And that's stage 4, aligning to a market, getting your CV done. And then you maybe jump straight into stage 5, which is you meet an old friend, or you meet a potential hiring manager you met at a seminar. And then, invariably everybody asks, so what do you do? Tell me about yourself. And that's where you have to start to build mind share, get clear about your career story. That's stage 5. And after stage 5, you have to go out and, we always hear the word networking, right, Stanley?
Yes,
Let's
agree.
go out and network. And this is where you need to network to uncover opportunities. And once you have been shortlisted, you go through the stage of, pitching for the role at interviews, maybe outside of interviews, but whatever it is, when opportunity comes out, you start pitching for it, right? And then, and also one other stage is we don't prepare well for our, negotiation stage, where people are ready to sign a deal with you or get you to sign a deal, and you're not ready because you haven't had those conversations. And all these can also cause a lot of psychological stress as well. I think the worst stage is either 1 or 9, and 9 is when you're rejected. We know that this is not a very easy stage to go through with. And then stage 10 is where, I call that a stage of confusion. Or maybe dissonance. Dissonance would be something like you got an offer on hand. You kind of took the offer because you got no other offers, on hand. And then something good comes along. And then you start to ask yourself, what should I do? Because I don't feel happy now. I feel that I should be committing to it, but yet at the same time, I feel unhappy because I'm not getting the salary I want, or whatever, you wanted out of an ideal job. So all these are just very briefly 10 stages that job seekers typically go through in my years of coaching. And you can say that some people go through all, some people don't go through all, some people skip stages only to find out that they need to go back to the earlier stages. Yeah. So these stages, I know everybody could be at different stage. And if you're confused, we hope this program can help you to elevate your thoughts, right? So we want to start with the first stage. Okay, so over to you, Stanley.
Eileen, I 100% echo your 10 stages because I've gone through these 10 stages. right? And in fact, I am from a MNC company, right? And go into a social service sector. So it's a totally change of industry. And what is a mindset need to be set up is on these 10 stages, right? So yes, fully agree. I saw your 10 stages. I fully echo. We have to follow these 10 stages, and if you follow faithfully, and you will definitely go somewhere. So yes. Right now, for these 10 stages, let's talk of stage 1. Let me share a slide. A Chinese. I am Dongtan. Dongtan means I'm talking about Oriental, right? So let me share a slide.
Yes, and I think if I don't understand, I will stop you. I represent the Tan clan.
Okay, I will switch between English and Chinese, so don't worry about that. Okay, cool. So as a start, I have to say in Chinese. This is a famous quote. 中文叫塞翁失马，焉知非福。This is done by a 哲学家 a philosopher. In Chinese, they call philosopher. They write books on philosophy.
It's
and
the same goodness. Same.
Yes. And and they are based on Confucius' understanding and wrote something like this. So, and let me explain what is this about. It's a story about Sai Ong. Sai Ong, Sai is Sai Wai. Sai Wai means beyond the Great Wall. You know, beyond the Great Wall, there is a whole flat piece of land. I think now it's called Mongolia, right? Right. So whole piece of flat land. And this Sai Wong is stay at the border. Sai Wong, and he has horses, right? Logically, he has some horses. Then one day, he lost a horse, right?
And he's supposed to be like the owner of this very big land, right?
So the owner of the big land.
The big land which we think could be referring to Mongolia, right?
He stayed at the border of this big land. In fact, he is from China. But
he's from China, yes.
He's from China, but the big land is belong to another people called Hulen. Hulen is they call it anything outside is called Hulen. So to China, last time they called they are foreigner. Okay, they are foreigner. So we are Hanren, they are Huren. So it's different.
I see. Okay. And Ong is actually tycoon, right?
Ong is a man.
Oh, a man. I see.
A man. Ong.
Okay.
A man. So Sai Wong is stay at the border, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Then one day he lost a horse. So the neighbor will come and ask him, oh, so sad you lost a horse. And this horse is very, very expensive.
I see.
It's a very expensive horse. You lost this horse. So a lot of people say, I feel sad for you, but this person, Sayo, you don't feel sad. You say, okay, just make a loss is loss. But few days later, this lost horse came back and bring another horse come back. So 失马带回另一匹马。
对
，So actually 这个塞翁他失了一只马，但是他最后他又得回另外一只马。So you can see the curve is downwards, right? Because you 失马 you feel very sad. So your morale will be low. But when up to the lowest point, suddenly, surprise, something come out good, right? So 他会带，因为他的马带回另外一只马回来。So eventually the other horse will go into production also. So they will help the the,
Like how you say it.
塞翁 gain more business, right? Because more
Yes.
horses is better, right? So
Yes.
people will come to the neighbor come, wow, you're so lucky, you know. Wow. Then 塞翁 say, yeah, it's good, but don't be too happy. We have to work hard as well. Don't be too happy. So, and it's true that, of course, when you have a piece of another horse, so it will be going up. The curve is going up because the business improve. No, you have additional transportation and so on, right?
And it's in for companies and all that, right? We are talking about employment. It's all about productivity, right?
Yeah.
More hands on that. Yes.
So it will be increasing and increasing up to a certain stage that, oh, his son sit on a horse and fell down.
See, okay.
And break one leg. Whoa. So people will feel very sad. Wow, your son forever only can walk on a leg.
I
The
see.
other leg is
Crippled, so basically he's crippled, right?
crippled, yes.
So 孩子骑马失忆腿. Yay! I can still read.
Yes. So a lot of people will think, oh, that's the end of a child, no? Wow, so sad. That's the end because yeah, you crippled, no? Other people are healthy, can walk, no? Can do a lot of living, earn a lot of living, right?
Right?
Yes. But the Sai Ong say, oh, okay, I accept it, no? But don't be too sad about that. No, life must be go on, right? Life must be go on. Whatever misfortune you have, life must be go on, right? So 失忆腿的话, people will think that, oh, it will be tapered down because the son initially can do a lot of business. Now one leg, maybe do less business. So it tapered down. But you know, just how I mentioned, 因为他们是 at the border of the country, so they will have war with the other foreigner. So at that time, emperors want all the young men to go into the war. So when they go to this house and see his son crippled, will they bring this son to the army? No, not at all. Say useless. Why I want to bring you, right?
Sounds like Mulan, the Mulan movie. The scene that is taken from there.
Maybe.
Maybe, but anyway, yes, I can visualize.
So 孩子没入伍啊 means孩子 never go into the army lah, right? So because 他的孩子没有入伍啊 and the whole war is a failure war and a lot of young men died in the war. So the 孩子没入伍 eventually help the family grow the business. So the business going up again. So 因祸得福. At the end, because of your misfortune, you gain more. So what is the moral of the story? The moral of the story, when you are in a downturn, you felt that you are very, very, you think that the whole world owns you. Don't think that. Because you will never know. If you work hard enough, you will one day will turn around and charge to an even better height. So 这个意思是塞翁失马，焉知非福. You will never know it's good or bad. But importantly, you must work yourself up.
Okay, so, I like this. So we call this 谚语, right? Because it's more than 4 words. 4 words we call it 成语. 塞翁失马,
焉知非福.
焉知非福 is a 谚语, right?
谚语对.
An idiom.
是一句谚语出名的谚语，每个人都知道的这一句话啦
对，每个人除了我。可是
现在知道了，我教你了。
对呀，所以星期一是很重要的，所以通了你的故事，我今天已经得了新的知识，对吗？
是，很好。
对
Bravo.
And we try to lighten everybody's spirit here, yeah. I really like this. I think this also reminds me of, let me share. Okay, let me share with you. Yeah, thanks. Let me just share with you because as Stanley was sharing the story and the Chinese idiom, so this actually, I do have another curve as well. And this curve was put together by the Swiss American psychiatrist, and her name is Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. I think for those of you who attended a lot of my career-related workshop, definitely you would have heard this. For others who have not, just want to explain. Similar curve, but this curve is really what Elizabeth Kubler-Ross discovered during her her research with near-death patients. She has also published quite a lot of books. She's not with us today, in this world, but when she was alive, her work actually, helped to explain the emotional stage that we all go through. And it's good to know these emotional stage just so that we can recognize the stages that we go through. Hence, mindfulness, if we can be in the moment and then realize the moment that we are in, I think we should be able to help ourselves a lot better. So Elizabeth Kubler-Ross was talking about the first stage that all of us go through whenever an unexpected news come about. And when we talk about unexpected news, we're not only talking about bad news, we're also talking about good news as well. Let's say if you strike, $1 million lottery, most of us tend to also go through a stage of denial. Denial in the sense of disbelief, but happily disbelieving, right? And thinking that, wow, I can't believe, but it's a happy thing. It's worse when it is a negative news, that whatever it is, we don't expect the news, and therefore we go into denial. If we don't take care of that, you might find that at times, we start thinking of reasons of why this is causing us dissonance, disturbance, interruption, because we were having a good life, having a job, right? And we have some regular rhythm that we go through. We are familiar with our surroundings, but then now that's all taken away. It's upsetting our rhythm, it's upsetting our routine. And we might get angry with the situation. We might get angry with who we think is the cause of it. Whatever it is, our emotions also go down. And then if we are not careful, we might get to the bottom of the curve. And the bottom of the curve is called depression. And typically when this happens, we might say that, there's no other solution but to go. This is the only way to take our pain away. And if you look at this particular graph and draw a line smack in the middle where depression state is, you will find that the left side of the graph, we are actually focusing on the past. Ask yourself, do you wake up in the morning thinking about your situation? Worse still, are you thinking about the time when you were given the news, the unexpected news? Are you reflecting on that scene? Life is just full of, our experiences is a collection of scenes. Imagine you're watching your own drama. And as you're watching your drama, you're replaying that scene. Like Korean drama, they would, a very important scene, they will replay it 3 times and then they'll zoom in, dun, dun, dun,
Yes. Yes. And it's very, very focusing. So everybody will look at that particular moment.
Yeah. Similar to your story about how everybody keep focusing on that one horse who has less, who have left, right? So that's kind of what we tend to do. If you find that your thoughts keep ruminating back to the past, back to the scene where you're feeling the pain, in fact, the most pain, that's not really helping. But this is just natural. So what can we do, right? What we can do is focus on the right side of the graph. And
there are many techniques on this, but we will not talk on today, but in future, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't have time to cover. That's exactly right. So Stanley has also mentioned that he has a lot of stories, as what you heard, to share. So we need to focus on the right. And I think the worst advice that we can give ourselves is, let's not think about it. I know is mentally we can say that to ourselves, but it must be matched with actions, which is what we will share with you. So first is our mindset need to tell ourselves. The mindset to have is, while we have gone through the left side of the curve, we've already gone through, we are now in the middle. There is hope. We can now focus on the right side of the curve. And the right side of the curve is focusing on the future and focusing on now, right now. So if you find yourself in this kind of situation, just tune in on Monday. We'll have a lot of encouraging stories, and I'll be sharing with you, what are some of the psychological theories and Western philosophers' mindset and thoughts, that we should have that can help us. Okay, we are not the seasoned radio DJ, but you see it raw as this. All right, so this is us really with a common interest and intention to help you out there. And we are doing this more because we are helping people on the side. So focus on the right side of the curve is the intention of this series of motivational snippets. So we hope that you find this interesting. Just to finish off the graph, if you find yourself in that stage, find something to do such that you're able to have repeated conversation to what they call bargaining stage. Bargaining stage is where you start to talk to people, go through the story, reason with yourself, and come up with what we call moral of the story. Moral of the story, and label it, tell yourself this happened because, and that's it, label it. And over time, you will also need to have new memories coming in to force your old memories out of your brain. All right. And then finally, once you have reached a point of acceptance, that's where there's even more new things that happen. Okay. Yeah.
Fully agree. And I could say the bargaining stage is very important. However, if you done good networking, the bargaining stage is very easy because you have good network. So Eileen, I echo with you, networking is so important.
Yeah, I think over here, when we talk about networking, there are many different types as well. So yes, go out and make new connections, be quite open and be aware of who your support network is. So who are the people who are there for you, willing to listen to your story over and over again, but consciously tell yourself, as you explain your story, there are also techniques to help you look at the story, look at the past, some framework that you can use as well. Okay. Yeah. So what I thought I would like to do is leave you this quote from Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. She's got a lot of quotes, and you can look it up. And you can see that, there's a lot of quotes from brainyquote.com. And this is one quote which I thought is quite relevant for today's episode. So the most beautiful people we have known are those who have known defeat, known suffering, known struggle. The people have known loss as well. They have experienced loss, and all of them have found their way out of those debts. So all these stages that you're going through is part of a journey. It's part of a journey because you kind of need to go through it in order to celebrate the new state that you have in. And humans, are creatures of survival, will find a way. So the way it will come to you. And right now, I think, Stanley, would you agree that, it is a good time to be in Singapore because, COVID-19 pandemic has hit the world, but our Singapore government has helped us a lot, so support not only come from our individual circle of support, friends, contacts, but we also have the government helping us as well, right,
Yes. I can say that our government give our community a very strong support. And for those who is seeking for job, not to be worried, because government will give to those company some fund to help them tide over to getting somebody into the job. So this is what the government is helping at the moment.
Yes, correct. Yeah, there's a lot of different kind of assistance to individuals, assistance to companies, everything to at least tie over this period, because Singapore economy, it will rebound, all right? And it's not like we are the only country, it's hitting us throughout the world. So it is what it is, going back to the curve. The earlier we accept the situation and start looking for another way, the faster we're going to get out of our negative state of feeling. And I really like Stanley's story about the horse, right? The horse story. I think you have a lot more to share with us, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Obviously. I think importantly is individual must have a change mindset, because now the world has changed. So we must have this mindset and more positive thinking, and not negative thinking. I think that will bring you towards another height. So this is what my advice to those listeners.
Okay, that's very good. Yeah, I hope you prepare another story for us, yeah, for the next run. So if you've got comments, just share with us on the comments page, and then we'll see you at the next episode, okay? And I just want to wish you and have a good week ahead. Don't worry, we are here with you. Don't walk this journey alone. At least, if anything at all, we are here to listen to your woes. If you got any comments, as I said, type in the chat, and we'll see if we can answer some of your questions as well. But okay, so thanks so much. Thank you so much, Stanley.
Thank you
for joining us in this first episode, and we'll see you the next time. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Stay happy, stay bright. Bye.
Bye.